Here to share another journal with you in my experimentation phase that I've been going through. Not only have I been experimenting with different covers, binding styles, but I've also been experimenting with different materials. I recently did a video for you on a parchment binding. Well, this material right here, I don't know if you can recognize it. It comes in both a suede variety and then not suede variety. Is fish leather. And yes, you can actually take the fish off of the skin off of your salmon, and there's a lot of tutorials online about how you can make your own fish leather. Of course, it would have a more natural color. These have been dyed, and I'm often drawn to jewel tones, so these were right up my alley. But this is a salmon and this is a carp. So there was different scale structures with these. There's a few problems with using this material. One is that it's pretty thick. The salmon is much thinner than the carp, and they don't pair well. Pairing is where you take your knife and you shave off some of the structure in the back, and in other animal hides, this would be the hair side. The other side is usually smooth like this, and you can take a knife and trim that off. This stuff, because of all of these pieces, it just grabs and snatches, and the most you can hope for is that, especially like on this piece, is that I grabbed pieces of this and pulled off as much as I could to get it as thin as I could, and I've already done that to this, so it's not being very cooperative. But you can see here where you can grab and pull off some of this loose stuff and get down to a thinner, this lighter pink color. And that would be really important to do that if you were trying to turn a corner, because that's pretty thick and not wanting to be a corner. So I have seen it used in half leather bindings where it comes across the spine like this, and for a thin book that would be great. You would have to find the right skin, because as you can see, this salmon skin really doesn't go around as far as you usually like to have a half leather binding. But for something decorative, and it just has a really interesting feel, you can incorporate it into a cover where you can see here, I did not turn it over. What I did was I took some card and I put another layer on top of my board, and I laid the fish skin on there and traced around it and cut out the board so that there was a channel this thick, which is about the same thickness as the leather, as the fish leather, and was able to glue that down in there. And that made an interesting cover, something a little bit different. The inside of this is not too exciting. I mean, I have my own marble paper, and there's just a lot of blank pages, because my entire emphasis on this was working on trying to figure out how to use fish leather as another book covering. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that, and I will see you again soon.